I've just finished watching one of the most bizarre 80s children films that I think I've ever seen. And if I'm honest, I don't know how this thing ever got made or even aired, but I've seen it and now so are you. Yeah, you know what? You think you know a guy, right? And then next thing you know, you see him at the back of Asda sniffing meat. Like, mate, you weren't even near the meat aisle. It's like you picked up the meat and then you gone and sniffed it near the cereal. And then when I started shouting your name, you ran away. Don't pretend that it wasn't you. I know you, bro. I know you. Yeah. Oh, you taking it around to the cereal, smelled a bit weird, and then you put it back, did you? I don't believe you. I think you do that on a regular basis. Oh, hello there. Right there, pal. It's your boy, Ray Fandango. Hello all and welcome to Ray Fandango Talks Movies. I'm Ray Fandango and guess what? We're talking movies. Which movies? Probably your weird, nostalgic 80s movies, but occasionally they're more modern movies and sometimes they're less modern movies. Sometimes they're horrors and sometimes they're not horrors. So I do cover quite a wide range of, you guessed it, movies. If you like movies, well, you've come to the right place because for the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to be chatting shit about a certain movie. This one was recommended to me by a friend. She'd sent me a few clips before and I thought it looked batshit. And finally, I thought I'd give it a go. And guess what? It was just as batshit, if not more so, than I thought it was going to be. So strap yourselves in because this one is a crazy one. If you've not watched it, I can't even recommend you to watch it, but if you were, maybe pop a little gummy or two and then have yourself some fun with it. So come on in, guys, take your shoes off, get comfy, sit back, relax, and let's deep dive into this juicy little number. Let's stop dilly-dallying and let's get to it. Okay, folks, so this one is going to be the 1985 The Peanut Butter Solution. Can't tell you really much about it apart from it's a Canadian film. There's not many actors that I know that are in it. The director is a man called Michael Rubbo, who's not really done much. Can probably see why, although I don't really blame him for this. I think I blame the writers, if I'm honest, but hey, it got made, so it couldn't have been that bad, I guess. The runtime is 1 hour and 36 minutes. It felt longer, I'm not going to lie, and I really don't think it needed to be that long, but they really tried to cram in as much wild stuff in this as they really could. I mean, I'm going to try and summarize it for you because there's so many crazy scenes in it that I just have to sort of handpick a few, I guess. There is no tomato meter rating. Now, that doesn't surprise me, if I'm honest, but what does surprise me is the 57% popcorn meter from people. I mean, there must be, just like my friend, I guess, that has a bit of nostalgia for it, of how wild and wacky it is and how mystical it is, but the acting is terrible, the story is batshit, and the filming is all over the place. So, I don't know, maybe when you're a kid you don't really notice those things, but as a grown adult you really do. The Letterboxd rating is 3.0, so again, very surprising. From what I can read in reviews, again, a lot of nostalgia, a lot of people loving the whimsy of it, but I mean, I think they're either on drugs or they should be on drugs. That's all I can say. Premise of the story is this kid essentially gets scared by a bunch of ghosts when he looks into a abandoned house and his hair falls out. And so he gets sad and ridiculed, and then the ghosts sort of give him a remedy, the peanut butter solution, as it were, to grow his hair back. But what happens is it just keeps growing and it keeps growing, and it leads to disastrous events that involve his art teacher and a bunch of kids being in a warehouse. Yeah, we're going to get to that. First off, we have, the characters we have in it. We've got his dad, who's this painter, and then we've got his sister, who I think is older, but I mean, she can't really tell what age she is. She could literally be 12 or she could be like 40. I mean, I can't really tell. I mean, I don't know if that's how people looked back then. Then you've got his friend Connie, who walks around in a black hat and a black coat and walks around like some sort of old detective or some sort of flasher from the 80s. It's very weird to see him. I don't know if he's trying to go for some sort of look, but yeah, it's an odd one. Yeah, so when the kid looks into this house, they call it something called the fray. I think when he looks into the fray, don't know what the fray is, but yeah, he gets absolutely scared and frightened, rolls back on, and his mate carts him back to the house, and he's all passed out, and he goes to bed, and when he wakes up, he's completely smackers, completely bald, and he's horrified, he's terrified, it was about himself, and I get it, you know what I mean? Like, I'm losing my hair at this age, and, I'd be scared if I woke up bald, but I mean, as a kid, I don't know, I feel like, it's going to grow back, isn't it, But yeah, he decides to just not go to school, and he's a very depressed kid, and there's a scene where he's playing on the drums, and he's sort of playing them very sadly and very mopily. Doesn't quite fit with the rest of the movie, but I guess, this is this movie. Certain scenes that just do not make sense. We meet the Signor for the first time, and he's this very eccentric and very aggressive art teacher that is very passionate about his art, and he's very annoying, if I'm honest. Like, from the get-go, I'm like, I've had enough of this guy, but there's this weird thing when I think it's him. I think it's the main guy. I think it's the main kid. I don't know what his name is. We'll call him Boldy. How about that? Well, Boldy walks past. He's not bold at this point, and he gets, was it Connie? He pulls in one of the kids, and literally you just see the kid walking down the thing, and the door opens. Senor snatches him in. He's just sat there and just quizzing him about him. Yeah, it's Connie. I remember now. Sat there quizzing Connie about it, and I'm like, whoa, this would not fly in this day and age. You don't just grab a kid, put him in the survival closet, and just start questioning him about stuff. Yeah, from then I really knew. I was like, this guy's trouble. Red flag here. Then, as the kid is in the depths of his bold depression, he gets visited by the ghosts. The ghosts of the burnt house that he looked at, I think. And there's just this homeless woman, this homeless man, and they give him this thing to do, the peanut butter solution. And we go that, his hair will grow back, and off they go into the night. And, you just sat there going, where did these guys come from? Where did they go? What is their name? Is it Majo? So he makes this concoction, this peanut butter solution, slaps it on his head, and bingo, bango, his hair starts growing back. But a little bit too much. It goes a bit crazy. Within the first day, he's got a little bit of buzz cut. Then, within a couple of hours, he's got this motley crew. Then by the end of the day, he's looking like Cousin It. And then by, it really starts going crazy when his friends like cutting his hair in class. And then there's a scene where he's like going out into the wind, and he's looking like some sort of lost Bigfoot, family member. And that's when he gets kidnapped. Dun, dun, dun. And when he gets kidnapped, well, he gets taken to a warehouse where there's 20 other kids who seem to be sort of manufacturing paintbrushes, I think, out of his hair. And I think they're magic paintbrushes. I think that's what's going on, because he can make paintings come to life. He can create a painting, and you can go in there and be in there, which is very odd. I don't think any of the film really alludes to it, or it really matters, apart from in the last scene. In the meanwhile, his mate gives the thing a go, and he rubs it on his pubes, and then he's just got lovely, luscious pubes growing right out of his trousers, all conditioned and everything. It's very odd to see, and they even start telling it to stop growing. Down, boy, down, naughty hair. So his sister and his friend, they follow this truck back to this place, and they find these kids. The mate also gets kidnapped then, and then they try and get themselves out, and the mate comes up with this plan of making the Signor draw the burnt house, and then that way he goes into the painting and looks in the burnt house, and he gets scared. The curse has been then passed on to Signor. So yeah, the kid's got normal growing hair, Signor's bald, then the parents come and find them, and that's sort of how it all ends. It's just strange. It's a wild movie. It really is. There's another notable scene where, sorry, I forgot to remember. There's also a bit where the Connie lad is being captured by Signor, and then he's just sort of like, please let me out. And Signor's like, no, I have not let you out, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, oh, well, You could be my dad. I don't have a dad anymore, so how about I be your son? And Senor slaps this straight up. He goes, yeah, go on then. All right, I'll think about it. Next thing you know, they're calling each other son and dad. Like they're busy mates now, and he's completely lapped it up. And yeah, for a man who is, I guess, a captor of 20 kids, he's very naive and gullible. So you think, how did he even manage to pull this off? I feel like it's kind of a message that to never look into abandoned buildings, or you'll get so scared you'll lose your hair, and you'll have to speak with ghosts to create a solution to then grow it back. And then even if you grow it back, it's going to grow back more than you want. Well, lessons learned, kids. Well, there you have it, folks. It's a wild ride, this one. Like I say, I think if you're of age, please pop yourself a little gummy and strap yourself in and go for it, because I think it's definitely worth a watch. One of my films that I hate to love is The Garbage Pail Kids, and this has a very similar ilk. It really does. It's not as good, I think, if I'm honest, but it's very cannot believe this got put out there into the universe kind of vibe, and it has to be seen to believe. Let me know what you think. Do you have nostalgia vibes for it? Is it brought back mad memories of when you were a kid? Would you let your kids watch this? Are you scared of being bald? At what stage of his hair would you want? Because I think once it gets to the Motley Crue thing, I'm digging that, man. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, come on, please let me know. Comment, like, share, do all that things. Or you could make up your own hair solution. Put a bunch of flies and a bunch of soil and the glistening mew of a spring's day, and see if your hair grows instead. And as always, I want to leave you with a little bit of Ray Fandango's food for thought. Do you ever get the thought that your pet can read your mind? Like they say that they can detect when you feel something, or they can smell cancer and all that stuff, right? But like, if reincarnation's real, have you ever looked at a pet and just think, I bet you were human once? When like your pet looks at you when you're getting changed, and you just think, are they just being like a dirty little pervert? Is there just human in there just going like, yeah, go on? You know what I mean? Who knows? And next time, think about it. Next time you're getting changed or doing something you shouldn't in front of your animal, just think maybe they're looking at you and judging you with a human mind. Anywho's, that will be all, folks. I think. Thank you all for coming. I hope to see you all next time. But yeah, go on, get out of here. Get going. Shoo. I love you. I miss you, and please, stay word. Yeah, mate, it was definitely you. Okay, and I hate that you keep denying it. It's so weird. Like, just own it. You're a meat sniffer, right? You're a dirty little meat sniffer. Ooh, you're a little meat sniffer. You sniff the meat. Okay. Oh, that's not all you sniff. Oh, you sniff bananas. You sniff tomatoes. You sniff crackers. Just those three. Just those. Solemnly, just those. Like, is there a reason why? No, you just like the sniff. Okay, good on you, mate. Sniffer.